Hey guys, it's Damien here. All right, so I'm about to wrap up this current chapter that we're in before we move on to the next chapter. But before I wrap it up, I want to reiterate some things that really are affecting me a lot more as I am telling you guys about this video now, because it's brand new information that I didn't know before I started making this video about these guys. So what I'm talking about, guys, pay attention, okay? Focus. Holy shit. Damien actually is talking about some shit here, okay? Maybe I'm not speaking about it with enough enthusiasm, or maybe it's just taking you guys a while to figure this out. But there are 3 people who have been wanted by the FBI longer than 30 years, who are still active, okay? That's pretty rare company. Well, 2 of these guys that I've been making videos about are on that list. And the only reason that I thought about that, or that I know that, is because I'm thinking 30 years is an awful long time to be on the run from the FBI. Is the FBI embarrassed about that? How many other people, what type of company are these guys in? So I search, and their names, I could not find them anywhere. I found one person who's been on the list longer than them, a guy who murdered somebody in like 1976. But other than that, all the other names they were showing have been people who've been wanted by the FBI a lot less longer than these guys. But yet these guys who've been wanted longer, their names don't come up, and that was really weird to me. And I'm going to go into that here in a little bit here. But one of these guys, this last guy I'm talking, well, both of the guys, 3 guys are involved in the Alex O'Day murder. Robert Manning, I talked about him first. He spent some time in prison, but that was for other crimes. And the only reason he got extradited is because Israel said, look, we'll give him up to you. We understand he's responsible for multiple murders, multiple bombings. Guarantee you that you will only charge him for 1 murder, and guarantee that you won't give him life in prison. USA is like, all right, fine. They did that. And then sure enough, 3 years ago, U.S. grants him parole, and in 2024, he's a free man. The other 2 people responsible for killing an American, by the way, this American was Christian. Okay, he was a Christian man, a Christian American man, who was such a good person, they made a statue of this guy, put it out in front of a library. The day that he was murdered, he was scheduled to appear at a synagogue to preach peace amongst Jews, Muslims, and Christians. He was trying to unite people, and they killed him. Okay, they being members of the JDL, they being Robert Manning, Keith Israel Fuchs, and Baruch Ben-Yosef, a.k.a. Andy Green. Andy Green, the last one that I'm talking about, a.k.a. Baruch Ben-Yosef. That's actually the name he goes by now. He's in Israel. His name doesn't come up when you search, neither does Keith Fuchs, but Baruch Ben-Yosef has been a successful lawyer. He has been detained by Israel 2 times since he's been wanted by the FBI. Benjamin Netanyahu claims he doesn't know anything about him, but yet he would have to know about him because he was detained and imprisoned 2 times. And he is still active. He basically groomed Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is the current national security, the Minister of National Security for Israel, Itamar Ben-Gvir, who was a member of Koch terrorist organization. Baruch Ben-Yosef, wanted for murder in the United States with an active $1 million bounty, trained this guy, defended him in court, by the way, and won, and he's still free. And yet, only 1 person on YouTube has talked about these guys, me being the second. And I only discovered that guy recently, but the only thing that he told me that I didn't know, apparently, Baruch Ben-Yosef and Keith Israel Fuchs, 2 wanted by the FBI, each of them with the $1 million bounty, each of them were receiving funds from Neil Sher via the ACCJ, the American, I can't remember what it stands for, but it was a foundation in America that also had one in Israel. And guys, this is so messed up. The foundation was set up to help victims of terrorist attacks. So, Alex O'Day, who was an American man, who was a victim via death, he was murdered by terrorists on American soil. 2 of his killers fled to Israel, have never been in trouble for the death of Alex Ode, and they both were receiving money from American foundations designed to help the victims. I'm not making this up. So, excuse the camera block. I want to show you guys something here. Who are fugitives? No, actually, let me go back here. Who are the longest active fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list? Now, as you can see, there's a name here. Glenn Stewart Godwin, Robert William Fisher, Alex Flores have been added. Okay? Now, you can also see Jason Brown, somebody with a hard name I cannot pronounce. Longest tenure was Victor Manuel Garina. Nowhere do you see Keith Israel Fuchs. So, just so you guys know, I'm thinking, I really want to try to find this. And I know there's going to be people being like, oh, you didn't look hard enough. So I just Googled, why didn't their names come up when I searched for? And Google said, oh, probably because Google thinks you're talking about fugitives who at one point in time have been in the top 10 most wanted. So I'm thinking, okay, if that's the stipulation, then let me try to be more specific. Who are fugitives still active on the FBI wanted list who have never been on the FBI top 10 wanted list? And still, a whole bunch of names, but not theirs. Some new names compared from that last search, but not theirs. And look at the dates. 2016, 2012, 2015. Now this guy, 2076. So if you're trying to think of, well, maybe the internet wasn't, a thing back when these guys were wanted, because that would be an argument. So maybe they just weren't added, because they've been fugitives for so long. Maybe that's what you're thinking. If that's the case, then why is that man's name coming up? 1976 is before 1985. So why wouldn't the 1985 guy's names be coming up? So I was even more specific. Who are fugitives in California still active on the FBI wanted list who have never been in the FBI top 10? And guys, you can still see their names did not come up. But if you know what to look for, how many years has Baruch Ben-Yosef been on the FBI list? Oh, they'll tell you. Over 30 years. If you already know about it. How many years has Keith Fuchs been on the FBI list? Over 40 years. So, before I move to the next chapter, one other fact, at least as of today, if you go to FBI.gov, if you type in Odeh, O-D-E-H, the victim's name, their names don't come up, the killer's names. Oh yeah, and by the way, when I went to FBI.gov to try to search for this, it started like at page number 401, which was like the time frame right after these guys would have been put on there. I'm like, guys, why are you defaulting right after these guys would show up? I'm thinking that's suspicious. So I click on the previous one, pages 350 to 399, thinking that's where they're going to be, because that would have been a time frame that these guys would be on the list. But they weren't even mentioned there. So that was really strange to me. So that's why I searched Odeh. Then I even typed in their last names. Ben-Yosef, nothing. Even just typed in Yosef, nothing. I typed in Fuchs, F-U-C-H-S, nothing. Not even on the FBI's own website can you find 2 of the top 3 longest, most active. There's so many connections with these guys in the U.S. government, these guys being the JDL and members of CA, that nobody talks about because nobody knows about. And it's designed for people not to know about. Guys, get your heads out of your butts and start asking yourselves, is what Damien telling me really important? Because it sounds like it's just something in the past. But no, I'm telling you guys, these guys are in the past. It's still active. We know where they are, and we're not getting them. Benjamin Netanyahu knows about them. Our government knows about them. Our government knows that Benjamin Netanyahu knows about them. We have media footage of Keith Fuchs stopping humanitarian aid to Gaza. What a prick. A guy who kills on American soil is trying to prevent human aid, and he's wanted for $1 million, and we don't do anything about it.